Hey guys, received a message from a guy who is struggling a little bit in his relationship with his girlfriend with jealousy. He's having some troubles with jealousy. He's the jealous one, not her. He's having some trouble with jealousy and trust, having trouble trusting his girlfriend, and it sounds like it's causing some major problems. So, very difficult topic. He has my empathy. I feel for him because I know that can be a painful one. Just where to start? Probably being aware of what causes jealousy and what causes people to have problems trusting other people is probably a good place to start. That can come from a lot of things. It can come from our childhood and all sorts of other stuff. Or if we've had relationships where the person that we've been in a relationship with has cheated on us. So if we've had a girlfriend or a boyfriend who's cheated on us, of course that can make it difficult for us to trust other people. But also, interestingly guys, if we've been unfaithful ourselves to other people, so in other words, if we've cheated, so if we've had a boyfriend or girlfriend and gone off and had another boyfriend or girlfriend on the side, that can actually make it hard for us to trust our partner. Okay, you with me? So I've had a girlfriend. If you're a girl, just turn it over, okay? So imagine this. I've had a girlfriend, and while I was with that girlfriend, I cheated, and I had another girl on the side, and now that's over, and now I've got a new girlfriend, but I can't trust her. I'm having trouble trusting her. I'm always suspicious of what she's doing, and I have trouble trusting her. Now that can come from the fact that I cheated with my last girlfriend, and the reason is that I think I'm a decent person, and I think I'm a good person, but I cheated, and I had a secret girlfriend on the side. Now I'm with her, and she's a good person, but I'm a good person too, so maybe she's cheating as well, right? Because I cheated, so maybe she cheats as well. And that's what happens. There's a saying, I can't remember who it was from, it was a quote: our suspicions of others are most often aroused by our knowledge of ourselves. Our suspicions of others are most often aroused by our knowledge of ourselves. So in other words, what we know about ourselves can make us suspicious of other people, make us think that that person is the same as what we were or are. So it can come from many things, guys. Recognizing where it comes from can be helpful. It can be helpful. If you've had a girlfriend or boyfriend who's cheated on you in the past, and now you're with someone else and you're having trouble trusting them, first thing you need to tell yourself is that this person you're with now is not the person that you were with before. So we need to consciously, with a lot of these sort of things, I think we really need to talk to ourselves and use logic on ourselves and say, right, look, is the reason I can't trust this person because that other person cheated? Probably. Okay, well, this is a different person. Just because the last girlfriend cheated or the last boyfriend cheated doesn't mean this one will. I think is a good place to start. The other thing is that with the second point in mind about, if we cheat, that we're likely to have trouble trusting other people, well, it's best we don't cheat. Really, it is best not to. If we're not happy with the person we're with, we really should stop being with them. If there's someone else we'd prefer to be with, we should go and be with them. But if we want to be with the person that we're with, then we should be with them, and we shouldn't be cheating on the side, because I've never seen that work very successfully, guys. It always seems to end badly when people cheat. It's rarely can people get away with it, really, because even if the partner never finds out, we know that we've done the wrong thing, and that can cause all sorts of problems. So it just doesn't work. So yeah, first of all, let's make sure we're not cheating ourselves, and then if it is because another partner cheated on us, well, we need to tell ourselves that this new person isn't that old person, that this is a totally different person. I guess we should address the point that we might be right. So for this guy that asked me to talk about this, he's saying he can't trust his girlfriend, and he doesn't trust her, and and he's suspicious of her all the time. And yeah, well, I guess it's possible that, I mean, I shouldn't say this, it's probably going to make it worse for him, but it is a possibility that she is cheating. There is a possibility that she is cheating, that's true. Now, whether she is or not, probably our own behaviour, and again, we can't do anything about what our partner is doing. We can only control what we do, right? So whether the partner is cheating or not, our behaviour strategy should be the same, and I'll show you why. I'll try and this is just my own thinking, right? Other people might have different thinking on this. This is just my own thinking. It's what I've observed in my 100 years of being around, right? You know, being an old man, I've seen lots of this from all different angles. So this is just my observation. But if just imagine for a second that you're cheating on your partner. Okay, so let's just imagine that we're the one who's cheating. Okay, so we've got a secret person that we meet on the side. Okay, so we go off and we meet that secret person and we have some romance with them, and then we meet up with our normal boyfriend or girlfriend, and they're jealous, and they're, where you've been, what have you been doing, who have you been doing it with, you're cheating on me, aren't you? Now the person that we've been spending a little bit of time with on the side, the secret person, has been really fun to be with and really nice and really interesting and really fun and really excellent. But the real boyfriend or girlfriend, every time we see them, they're being all jealous and out of control and horrible. It makes you want to be with the other person, doesn't it? So my point is, what I'm getting at is, if you think your partner's cheating, being jealous and asking lots of questions and grilling them and, you know, where have you been, what have you been doing, who you've been with, all that stuff that we might do makes it less likely that they want to be with us, and it makes it more likely that they're going to want to get to spend time with the other person, because being with us isn't any fun anymore because we're being horrible, right? So that's if they are seeing someone on the side. If they're not seeing someone on the side, if it's all our imagination, if it's all in our imagination that's been brought on by our own issues, and that really they're totally 100% innocent and they're not seeing someone on the side, but if we're all jealous and out of control and asking them lots of questions and not trusting them and being really unpleasant to be with, they might go and find somebody. And you can imagine that reaction. Can you imagine if you're doing the right thing and you're doing the right thing by your girlfriend or boyfriend, you don't have a secret person on the side and you're being all good, but every time you see them, they're questioning you and not trusting you and what are you doing and who you've been with, and you've got a secret boyfriend, haven't you? And, you know, question. We're more likely to go, oh, look, stuff you, and go and get someone else. So that was my point about whether they're cheating or not, our strategy should be the same, and that's to be not be horrible like that is a good strategy, you know, not be asking millions of questions. I think good communication's important, and it might be necessary if there is some issues, you know, if it's, you know, you're worried about some particular person like a co-worker or a friend or somebody that they're spending a bit of time with and you think there might be something going on. Well, if you can be calm, if you can be really calm and relaxed, and, you know, as difficult as that can be when we're feeling emotional, if we can calmly have a discussion with them and say, look, I'm really sorry, can we just talk about this? Because I think if we talk about it, that, you know, maybe I can get my head around, if we can feel better and things will be better, and just ask them, look, I don't really understand your relationship with that person, you know, can you tell me, you know, what's going on there? Or, you know, but not questioning, not grilling, not like one of those police interrogations, just two people having a civilized, under control conversation, you know. Please help me understand this thing. Maybe that's useful, you know, maybe that's useful. So, yeah, that's one aspect to it. The other aspect is, I think, we need to be happy in our own lives. Sometimes these things can come from insecurities within ourselves, And if a person is feeling insecure about themselves, and they think deep down inside, they think that this person they're with is too good for them or something, or they're not good enough for this person or something, that can cause problems. And if you're not happy in your own life, I think it can cause, if you're not happy in your own life, it can cause endless problems. Not just with this relationship jealousy thing, but in all sorts of ways. You know, I mean, it's sort of the key to everything, isn't it? To be happy in our lives. It's what we really should be aiming at. And I think it's a solution to many problems. So in this case in particular, you know, if you're sitting around on your sofa wondering where your girlfriend is, or sitting around on your sofa wondering where your boyfriend is, you know, for hours on end, working yourself into a real state. And to be honest, that guy that sent me the message did seem to be in a bit of a state. You know, he did seem to be a bit like he was really suffering. You know, he got himself into a bad state. You know, it's not good if we're just sitting around in our bedroom or sitting around on our sofa or just sitting around thinking about this stuff. It can be a real downward spiral, and you know, paranoia can kick in, and all sorts of imagination, and you know, all sorts of problems, and it can get worse and worse and worse. So with that in mind, I think it's really good to be busy. Now again, there's two sides to this as well. One part of this is if you're staying busy, now instead of sitting on the sofa and getting paranoid and you know, find something positive to do. If your partner's busy, you know, if they're busy, you're not quite sure where they are or what they're doing, but they're busy and they're not with you, get busy yourself is a good strategy. You know, whatever it is that makes you feel good, do it. So if it's just reading a book on your own, if you can really do that, relax and read a book, that's fabulous, or watch a movie or do something like that, or go somewhere and do something. Whatever it is that makes you feel good. If it's sport, any sort of sport or physical activity can be good. You know, to actually physically be doing something can be good for you. So, you know, go and play some sport, call up your friends, say, let's go play squash, or let's go play tennis, or let's go to the dojo, or, you know, do something physical. Whatever it is in your life that you like to do, that you enjoy doing, that's positive, worthwhile, creative, or not creative necessarily, but a positive, worthwhile thing, do it. Get busy doing it. So instead of sitting around waiting for your girlfriend or boyfriend to call you, working yourself into a state, get busy. Get busy doing something, because then you'll be occupying your mind. And if you're doing something positive, or doing some exercise. Exercise is fantastic for this sort of thing. Get doing some exercise, or doing some sport, or you know, some hobby, or whatever it is that you do to make yourself feel better. Do that, and then that'll be distracting you. So it can be difficult to fully distract yourself if there's some problems going on, but it will help. It's going to be a lot better for you than sitting around on the sofa worrying. You know, you're out doing something, and you're thinking about something else and doing something else, much more positive. Now, as I said, there's two sides to this. The other side is that while you're doing that, it's making you a more interesting person. And this is important as well, because, you know, as well as our own self-esteem and our own, you know, if you're out doing things, if you're sitting around on the sofa worrying about your partner, that's not good for your self-esteem. Your feelings about yourself are not going to be good. Deep down inside, you're going to be thinking that you're not very good, or you're not worthwhile, or it's possible you'll be thinking negative things about yourself. If you're busy, positive, doing good things, that's a good thing. And the other thing is, it makes you more interesting for your partner. So if you haven't seen your partner for a day or two, or a few hours or whatever, and then finally you see them, and they say, what have you been doing? And you say, I've been sitting on the sofa crying for 2 days. You know, it's not going to be really good for their feelings towards you. It doesn't help. Sympathy's not a good one, guys. Sympathy, sometimes when people are in this cycle of jealousy and lack of trust and stuff, they can get into sympathy things with them, trying to get sympathy for them. It doesn't work. It's not positive. It's not good. It doesn't work long term. It might work once or twice, but it's not going to work long term. Not healthy. Not healthy. So much better, instead of saying, I've been sitting on the sofa for 2 days thinking about you. Nah, not good. Much better to say, oh well, I played tennis yesterday, and I went to the dojo this morning, and then I went shopping this afternoon, and I watched a movie with my friend, and then I did this and did this. Much more positive, and it makes you more interesting to be with. There's something that we need to keep in mind here too, is, I can't remember where I read this. I used to read a lot of books on this sort of stuff, and I read a book once, and this guy said, after someone's been with you, when someone leaves you, so someone's been with you for a few hours or a day or a weekend or whatever, 30 minutes or however long someone's been with you, when they leave from being with you, you want them to feel like being with you was good and worthwhile and interesting and fun, and left them feeling good, that they felt better. After they'd been with you, they felt better than they had before they were with you. You know, and I think that's a really good point, is that that's what you want. That's what you want. You know, we don't have to, I'm not talking about being obsessed with this stuff. We don't want to be obsessed with this stuff, but we just need to keep it in mind. You know, we want to be good company for ourselves and do interesting things, and we want to be good company for the people who are with us. You know, to be interesting for them to be with, and positive. And going back to the first points that we're looking at is, you know, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you know, if you get in one of those downward cycles, and each time your boyfriend or your girlfriend sees you, you're negative and complaining and asking them questions and giving them a hard time and making them feel bad, they're not going to want to be with you. You know, you're going to call them up and say, hey, can I see you? And they're going to think, oh, I don't really want to. You know, they're going to get a sinking feeling in their stomach and think, oh, I don't need that drama. So that you want it to be positive. So they see you and you say, hey, how you going? And they say, what have you been doing? Oh, I played tennis yesterday, and I went to the dojo today, and I went shopping with a friend of mine, and I did this, and this. Positive stuff. And you'll be more happy. You'll be really more happy. You really will be, because you haven't been obsessing on the negative stuff and getting all paranoid and obsessing and feeling bad. You know, you've been filling your mind with positive stuff. So you will be more happy, which is really the main object of the exercise. We don't want to just give the impression we're happy. We really want to be happy, because that's the aim of the exercise, isn't it? Whether we're with that person or not, you know, whether that relationship's going to work or not, we want to be happy people. That's the whole aim of the exercise, isn't it? So, also touched on there, you know, go off and do some stuff with some other friends, and that's a good idea as well. But what we do have to be careful of is that we don't end up doing what we were worried about our partner doing, right? So, you know, if we're worried about our partner, oh, maybe our partner's cheating on us, maybe my boyfriend's cheating on me, maybe my girlfriend's cheating on me, you know, oh dear, and then we go off and spend time with some other person, and we end up doing the cheating. And I've seen this. I saw a terribly tragic relationship once where there was two people, they're actually married people, and they were really happy together, and then one of them thought the other one was cheating, and so their reaction to it was that they went and cheated. The actual fact was the first person probably wasn't cheating, but the other person thought they were, so they went off and cheated with someone else, and then they found out they went and cheated with someone else, and then they were both cheating, and then, you know, coming back from that is difficult. Yeah, relationships can recover after that sort of thing, but it's difficult, you know, it's not real likely. So, and that's a tragedy when that happens. That's just a tragedy to see that. So yeah, we've got to make sure, it's all very well to go and spend time with other friends, that's healthy, but what we don't want to do is to go off and do the wrong thing, because that's not going to help our relationship. Again, we have to decide if we want to be in the relationship we're in, and make sure we're committed to that, and not let ourselves get in a situation with someone else that's going to spoil it. You know, that we don't end up ruining the relationship by cheating with someone else. You know, so that guy that sent me the message, I hope this is helping. The main thing is just to stay positive, and I think another one is to, I don't know how old that guy is. He didn't actually tell me. I didn't actually ask. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can be 15 or you can be 50, and you can go through that sort of experience and those sort of feelings. It does happen. But one thing I have noticed is that old people, do tend to have a different perspective on this sort of stuff. And you know, I remember when I was a teenager that if you think that a relationship's going to come to an end, it can feel like the end of the world, and it can feel like I'm never going to find someone. This is the one for me. I think movies and television are largely have a big responsibility in this. You know, he's the one for me, she's the one for me. I'll never find anyone like this person again. I don't think it's true. I think that stuff's TV. That's TV and movies, really. I don't think it's really true. I think in our lives, there's all sorts of people that suit us. You know, we're like puzzles. I think puzzle pieces, but there's more than one piece that will fit with us. You know, I've seen this many times. I've experienced this myself, and I've seen it many times with people where they're in a relationship and they seem like they're perfect for each other. You know, and then somewhere down the track they break up, and then they end up with other people. You know, and then they seem like they're perfect with those people, and sometimes they seem to be more compatible with those people than the people they were with before. So my point about this is too that I think to keep it in perspective, as well as keeping busy and doing positive things, I think we need to keep it in perspective that if our relationship that we're in, we should do all the right things to keep it healthy and all the right things to help it survive whatever's required. You know, we should do the right things and you know, keep busy and be positive and be kind to the other person and be sensitive to the other person. Think about the other person's feelings too, you know. I think that's important. It's easy to get caught up in our own feelings about stuff, and you know, I've seen this with guys. Guys get really emotional and angry and possessive and jealous and, you know, stalkers, you know, and not thinking about how the other person's going to react to all that negativity. They're not going to want to be with you when you're like that. I should do another video about stalking. They're a total waste of time. What woman is going to think, wow, this guy really loves me? And that's the thing. The guys are the people. Could be girls too. The people are loving that other person, and that's what is making them behave crazy. But behaving crazy isn't going to get that person back for you. You know, they're not going to go, well, this person really cares about me. I really want to be with them. They're not. They're going to go, this person's freaking me out. I don't want anything to do with them because they're freaking me out. So we need to have compassion for the other person, but we also need to keep it in perspective, I think, and realise that if for some reason we do everything we can possibly do, and we've tried everything we can possibly try, and it doesn't work, it won't be the end of the world. Life will go on, and that's one advantage to getting old. Not a lot of advantages to being old, but one of them is perspective, and that is that we know when you're older, you know that it's that when these things happen, it's not going to be the end of the world. That it will get better, and that you will meet somebody else. You will, you know, and that it will be okay. But you know, at least if you do the right thing and are sensible and sort of behave like a grown-up, there's a chance that, you know, that it will survive anyway and it'll be okay. So anyway, to that guy that asked the question, I hope that's been a little bit of help to you, and maybe one other person too. Who knows? Anyway, more videos coming soon.